Right, we have got a new box of trickery and wizardry, and we've put it on the website, but a couple of people have asked me how it works, and I don't know. So we are going to try and work it out together, so I might need some help here, but here we go. Got Kate helping me today. So what have we got in the box? So basically, this is a control box for controlling auxiliary lighting or auxiliary products. So you get, I've had a quick look at it, you get one massive control box, which we could have a look inside later, but I guess it's got a load of relays. You've got some big cables that are your input cables, and then you've got a series of ports on the outside. And actually, if we pull back these little rubbery bits, now some of the ports are bigger than others. Some of them are 2-wire ports. You can see this one is smaller and these two are bigger. So we've got 2 3-wire ports on that side and 1 2-wire. And then on the other side, I think they're going to all be, oh, there we go. We've got another 2 3-wire ports and 1 2-wire port. So, and they've got some little label in here, but you've got to catch the light just right. Can you see that, Kate?
Oh God, I'm not
No.
sure.
So they're all labelled D1, D2, D3, W1, W2. So there we go. And there is one extra port on here, and this is a control port. So basically, this is a relay box, but it's going to get even more tricky than that. Because in here we have a remote control box, and this is going to control all the relays. Now the 3-wire ports are governed. You can have, basically it's for using for high and low beam or dual functions. So I think this button is going to control this, and apparently you can put some beacons and this can control the mode at which they flash. No idea. Right, so what have we got? We got some Velcro. We got some self-adhesive Velcro, which I guess, yes, we can use. That's shaped around that. We've got a little battery. We've got a little battery box here. We're going to put a battery in. You know, so it takes a single 12-volt battery. One of those little badges. Right. So we've got some self-adhesiveness. Right. Then we've got this control wire, and I'll go through this in a minute because there's 3 ways we can control this. So these look like RJ45 connectors, like a network cable, if you like, and they can connect this to that. So, and then we've got the outputs, right? And that's it then. So you can see that we've got a series of these, and some of them have got 3 wires going in, and they're slightly bigger. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 3-wire ones and 2 2-wire ones. So that's all good, right? So the way it's supposed to work, I understand, is there are 3 ways to control this relay box. The first way is you can just plug it in. You can connect the 2 together, plug that one in there, connect, make sure it clicks, and when you press this, it will control these 6 outputs. Great. There's a second way, is you can, but apparently you have to disconnect this. So just be careful you don't have, apparently you have to disconnect that to enable you can put your battery in here, and then you can just use it like an old school TV remote control, if you like, and you press these buttons and it should control this relay box. And obviously at some point your battery may go flat, but I think it will last years, like your TV remote control. So you could mount this on your dashboard and you can press this and it will control your relay box, and all your lights and stuff will come on. And we are going to wire this up and see if we can emulate how this all works. We got someone cutting their hedge outside.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Who'd have them? Right, I left the door open for some fresh air. Right. So, right, the second way, there are 3 ways. The first way is the wire. The second way is the remote control. The third way, apparently, there's an app on our mobile phone, and it sets up a Bluetooth network, and I'm not sure that it goes direct to this or to this. I guess to this, and you can control it via a Bluetooth network over to there. It might be Wi-Fi. We'll have a look how it sets it up. So we will download the app. So we get some instructions, and they're slightly confusing, but basically it goes on to show us we've got this. It shows us the ports here. It gives us the power rate in here, so it can take a 20 amp input, and then it's got a 20 amp output on the high-low or 10 amp on the other ones, okay? And then we've got a QR code, we'll scan that, and then it goes on to explain that the D1, D2, D3, and I'll put a table. So D1 and D2 are for driving lights. Now on the driving lights, you've got, they're the three outputs. You've got an earth, and you've got a high beam and a low beam. For D3 and D4 outputs, they're work lights, which are just straight 2-wire outputs. And then it looks like on the warning lights, it looks like we've got, they're probably 3-wire modes for the funky flashing sequences. Not sure on that one, and I'll work that out. I might not get everything on the video, but we'll get you up and going. Okay? And then it goes on to show the lights. So we have got some lights here. We have got some LED work lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get busy, and I'm going to solder the work light outputs to the 2-wire ones. We've also got a 3-wire dual function LED light bar, which has got 3 wires, an earth, a DRL, and a sort of main work light spotlight beam. So I'll get those rigged up. I will just use this battery, and I will solder these onto here, and then we'll come back and we'll start with the basic controlling it from the controller. Then we'll go wired, then we'll unplug that and go for the wireless remote control TV style, and then I'll have to have a cup of tea before getting that technological. We'll have a go at downloading the app. I'll have to get someone under 20 to help me. Or 20.
I was going to say, I'm older than 20.
She's older than 20. Under 30 then.
Yes.
And then we'll have a go at using the phone and seeing if we control it there. Right, let me get it all set up. Right, so I have been busy with my soldering iron. We have got a power supply. We're going to link to the battery. I have soldered, and I've purposely sort of untaped it. So this light bar is a 2-function light bar. So we're going to see how that works. So I've just done the yellow wire to the red wire, sorry, black to black, yellow to yellow, red to red. And these are the tails that come in the kit. So these are the 2-pin tails, and I've done these to these 2 lights here. So I've never powered one of these up before. So let's have a go. So I think any of the 2-pin functions, that's a 2-pin, oh no, sorry, they're 3-pin, that's a 2-pin. So let's have one of those in there. Yeah, well, it's not the tightest of fits, is it? Well, it seems to do it. Right then. Right, let's have a look what we got over here. There's another 2-pin one there. Sorry, Kate, am I? Okay, right, so we got those 2 there, all right? And then this is a 3-pin one. Now it did say in the instructions, I want to go on the one that said it was useful for driving light, because this one's got the sort of 2 function. And it said for driving light, I want D1 or D2. Now they have got, there you go, there's D1 there, and there's D2. So let's go D1. Where's my 3-way wire? Okay, so let me just check. I've got those in D3 and D4, which it says, you got it, Kate? Work light, ideal. Right, so D3 and D4, there's our work light, and this is our high beam, low beam light. Right, so we've got it all connected. Let's go for the plus and minus on here. Now I'm not sure. Oh, we got some sparking happened. Right, the first way we're going to go for is we're going to go old school hard wire. So we're going to assume, right, that goes there. And you could run this, at least you only have to run 1 wire to your dashboard. Plug that in, that one. And I guess you could use any network lead. Oh, there we go. Right, so it should all be theory. So in theory should be okay. Now we haven't got a battery in here. I don't know if we need a battery. Let's try it. And also there's an on-off switch here. There's a very little, it's hard to see in the light even. There we go. Let's put that on. Right, let's have a look. So we had, what was it, D1 and D3 and 4, wasn't it? Right, so we got nothing happening. Oh, there we go. And it lights up. Okay, so maybe I've got to... Oh, there you go. So you can't do a quick press. It's got to be a... So there we go. So you don't need the battery for that, which is good. Right, now what was the other one we put it on? The daytime driving light is D1 or D2?
You put in D1, I think.
D1, let's try D1 then. Right, so that's one function I can see.
Yeah.
Let me press it. No, I think you have to press this button then. Yes. Okay. So can you see that then?
Yeah.
So, and look, this lights up then. So that's main beam. Okay, and then that's just the DRL function. But the light lights up. So if you've got both D1, so that tells you D1's on. That tells you D1 main beam is on. Okay, so that's all good. So we're doing all right, aren't we?
Well, I think so.
Right, so now what we've got to try is, that's the hardwire solution. Let's disconnect the hardwire. And I think you have to disconnect it, but we'll try it actually. Right, and now let's install the battery. So this is the battery we need. This 12-volt battery. There we go. And we'll supply these with the kit. And make sure we get the positive end. Right, okay, and I've lost my battery cover. All right, let's have my battery cover on. All right. Okay, so now these from the factory should come pre-paired. So this should be tuned to this. So, right, it was D3 and D4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, that wouldn't.
No,
No,
D1 and
D1 and
D2.
2. Let's try those first. Right, so it's not lighting up at all. Right, have we got the on switch on?
Yeah.
Appears to be on. Let me switch it. It's not even lighting up, is it?
No.
Right. Now, it did say that if they become unpaired, you have to press these two buttons at the side and apparently hold it for 15 seconds and all the lights will light up. So let's see if this works. 4, 5, 6, 7,
Well, you've got
8, 9.
your
There was some
5
flashing going
buttons
on.
are flashing. There.
There. So I know the battery's good. And is that...
Does that
done.
mean it's paired?
Does that mean it's paired? We'll try it, shall we? Right. Remind me again.
D1 and 2.
Right. Okay, we've got a problem there. We'll have to investigate. So we've just grabbed another of these controllers, and I'll try the original one again in a minute as we're working this out. And sorry we're doing this video with you guys as we work it out. I've also written here D3, D4 and D1. So now if we press D3, it turns that one on. D4, it turns this one on. Now I will speak to the supplier because it's not illuminating these buttons, which it did when they were wired. And then if we do D1, which is the light bar, the D1 is there. You can see it hasn't illuminated it. And if I press the main beam button, there you go, we've got main beam. Hold on. It takes a while to respond because of the time lag with the remote. You'll obviously be able to see when you're in the car that it's on, but it would be nice, and I will feedback if they can make the buttons illuminate. Now, they may say they haven't done that because it will drain the battery quicker. The battery will last longer. Now, one thing I wanted to check, let me just turn D1 off, was if we plug in the cable, does it then stop the battery? Does it stop the remote working? Just as a fault finding thing. So that's plugged in. Let's try D3. Yeah. Oh no, that worked. And it illuminates. So when it's got the main power feed, it illuminates. So there we go. So the cable shouldn't stop the remote working. Right, we're going to try using the app. So we've worked out how the remote control works. Let's see if we... Now, interestingly, we went on settings and we can't see any Bluetooth device. This doesn't seem to be transmitting a Bluetooth ID, but we'll keep looking. Right, let's go back and go on the camera. Now, iOS is that one there. Okay. Open in the App Store. So this is what it's called, Dark Box. There we go. So let's get that one. Open. Okay. Would like to use your Bluetooth. Okay. Right, so that's there. Right, I think the first thing we're going to have to do is search. There we go. Oh, look, we've got successful connection. And we've got the little box here. So do we have to select that box? Okay. Whoa! Okay, D4. Whoa. And what was the other one we got? D1. Yep, that's on. That's on, look. And then if I put the headlight on, there. Way. So look, we've got the app working. We've got the, so I don't know what the power button does. That turns it all off. So then when I press, is it just an overall? So if I put them all on, and then I press the power off, but it doesn't toggle. So that's just power off. That searches for your device. We can go into more detail, but I think that's all we need for now, isn't it? Okay, that was painless, wasn't it? Even I managed that just about. So the key is turn it on, hit search, make sure you've got this in and plugged in, and that's the control. We will talk with the supplier and see if we can improve a few bits and pieces, but there we go, that's how it works. Right, one last thing, I've gone back into my Bluetooth devices and it comes up as LED. So if you see something called LED, and that, if I disconnect the battery, let's see, that disappears, and if I power that back up, so the Bluetooth ID for it will be LED. You can see it down the bottom, okay, and when that goes to connected, we should be good to go. Right, we've just been having a bit more of a play, and what we've worked out is that if you turn it on with the app, and then you can actually turn it off with the remote, and they're linked. So if I turn D4 on, you can see it comes on, and then it turns off as well. So that's really cool. It all sort of interlinks, which is cool. But there we go. Yeah, if you want to buy these, they're on the website. Have a play with them, and we'll see if we can continue to get them improved. Right, as I said at the beginning, I have taken it apart, and I'm actually really impressed. So inside, they've actually filled it with rubber silicone potting. So that's good for heat dissipation. And it means that if any water sort of gets in through one of these connectors, it's going nowhere. All the electronics inside is fully encapsulated. That's actually pretty good. Right, Kate's worked it out. So if your controller doesn't work, well, I just took it apart there. I disconnected the battery to show you the inside. And Kate said, let me just have another go with the controller, and we'll show you what's supposed to happen when you pair this correctly. Now I've paired this one now, haven't I, Kate?
Yes.
So I can't use this one.
No.
So let's put that one to one side.
Make sure you
turn that one off so it's not confusing it. Right, what we're going to do is, so if you have a problem and your controller won't pair, disconnect it, leave it for a minute or two, touch your positive and your negative of these two together, not your battery terminals, but just in case there's a residual charge stored in here. Right, then reconnect your supply. Make sure this one is turned on here, which it is. Now, when it properly pairs, all your connected lights will flash. I didn't notice because it dazzled me, Kate. Do you think the lights on here flashed as well?
No, it didn't.
It didn't. It was just the connected. But the lights, these flashed, didn't they? So if I put these in view here, Kate, and we do it, let's have a go at pairing this one. So we press and hold. No, it hasn't. Now, I bet that hasn't paired because it hasn't flashed the lights, has it?
No.
Let's just see. D3, D4. Right, we've been playing about with it some more. And what you actually, it looks like it only puts itself in a learning mode to pair it within the first sort of, you want to do it in the first 10 seconds of powering up. So you've got to power it up, okay? And then within 10 seconds, which one have we got paired, Destiny? This one?
That one.
That one. So we should be able to pair it. There you go. So it seems to work better if you disconnect the power, within 10 seconds. Press the two buttons together and that should have you. Any problems, give us an email.